Another World Cup watch party is taking place this Friday, 2 p.m. at McHugh's in Savage. Starting at 2, it'll be quarterfinals. It'll be Spain and, sadly, Belgium. But we're talking about drink specials, tons of swag to give away, and just have a blast on a Friday afternoon at McHugh's in Chaska. Again, McHugh's at 2 p.m. I'll be there hanging out, watching soccer, and talking trash. Come hang out with us at McHugh's on Friday.
Leber.
You like that?
Time for 2 more.
Ben Leber, beloved at Nacho Leber via X. Please follow him if you are so inclined. And make sure to watch him on Twin Cities Live, 3 to 4:30, each and every weekday on Channel 5. Dope show, as the kids would say. Like, coming up today on Twin Cities Live is finding things for your kids to do during the summer, leading you to concerns. They are vaping. That next on Twin Cities Live on Channel 5 today at 3 o'clock with Nacho Man.
We haven't gotten to that topic yet. No.
Nordo hit me with a Where Are the Vikings week in the previous segment in Vikes Bites. Always a wonderfully nice, cheery topic for these hot summer days.
I always love that one.
And we started talking it out a little bit, and then we stopped because we knew we had you next, and we wanted to hear what you had to say. But like Andrew Van Ginkel and Dallas Turner, I mean, they have to stay healthy. They have to play, or do they not? I mean, Jazz Chambliss, Bo Richter, some other people behind them. But I mean, like the Van Ginkel, Dallas Turner edge duo, they got to play most of the games to help everything, right?
Yeah, and I think that's part of the reason why I think I'm in the boat with a lot of people thinking that they're going to add to that room.
Oh yeah.
At some point in time in training camp, what do we have?
I keep forgetting that that's a possibility, like Van Noy or Jadeveon Clowney, like people like that. Yeah,
there's going to be some guys. Certainly, I think once we get through training camp and we see what everything looks like, and of course, you want to see how the youngsters on those positions, if they've kind of elevated from OTAs, mini camp, and now that the pad's back on, if they look any different. But my concern from just an aesthetic standpoint, I like Bo Richter. I think it's a great story. Is he a true number 2 outside rusher? In my opinion, no, I don't think he is. I think that they have a look that they're going for. I think, Jonathan Grenard certainly fits that look. Van Ginkel fits the look. I think they're looking for longer, more linear outside rushers that got some bend to them.
Well, that's Clowney. I don't know if Clowney can bend at this stage of his career, but that's Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah. Well, it's just, all I know is it's just not a Bo Richter type. And even Tyrion, Ingram Dawkins, I think, it sounds like he's going to make a little bit more of an outside position change. He seems to be a little thicker than I would maybe think that they're looking for, but he's got juice. I think that's the one thing that I'm excited about him is he's got a little bit more juice. He's got a little bit more arm length. Maybe not as linear and long, but I think he's proportionate. I think that he can be a disruptor. I just don't know if he's to me, he's this kind of more of a bull rush, collapse the pocket type of guy. Maybe not quite as much wiggle to his game, but I really like the path that he's on right now. And it seems like they really want to give him ample shots to get some snaps. But I think that probably, along with safety, is our weakest links.
Okay, so the Cincinnati rookie Jake Golday, now he's listed as an inside linebacker. Probably will, if I would expect him, if active, most if not all games, to contribute mostly on special teams at this part of the equation. You got Cashman, you got Eric Wilson, you got Pace, Van Ginkel, and Dallas. But, in seeing him in minicamp, first time I've ever seen him in person, he's what you described. He's tall. He's angular. He's linear. and they love him. But it may take a while. So would you put him in that equation as a potential edge reinforcement?
Yeah, I see him as more of a mid-season insert when it comes to more defensive snaps at the line of scrimmage. I think that he's already better than Ivan Pace, just from what I've seen on film. Pace is definitely he's a downhill dog.
Thumper.
He's a thumper, right? He's not going to give you much in coverage. He's not going to give you much in the nuance of the position. He is downhill, and he's going to hit you.
Gold Day will take his money on coverage teams in 5 seconds if the Duvernay thing pops up again. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of the bottom. That was kind of like, hey, we're scratching and clawing here, doing the best we can with this kid quarterback. We got Wentz. I mean, all these things we're trying to make happen here. And, you're about to sweep the division champions, and you got a problem on a Devin Duvernay kick return.
Yeah. And I think, I just think that the overall athleticism is better with Gold Day. Whether he's going to be behind Van Ginkel and kind of be his, go under his wing and kind of be the protege at that spot, or he gets some snaps off the ball, he's already a more athletic version at that spot than we have with Pace. So, we have gotten faster with him. We will see what we have as far as a pass rusher.
Yeah.
But there's a lot to like from his college tape.
Okay.
A lot to like.
Well, so speaking of pass rushers, and I'm not going to say, like, if it's where do we think with a right to change the opinion when we start watching training camp and we get the Ravens joints and then we start seeing some of these kids in the preseason games. Where are they potentially weak side of it? I'm not saying they're weak here with Caleb Banks. However, in fairness, the Caleb Banks foot is a fair country, let's say, wonder until it's not. Know what I mean? So I ain't going to say it's weak. I mean, they signed off on it. They drafted him. But until we see it, rep after rep, game after game, it is fair to wonder what's up with that foot.
No, I think it's definitely fair. And, it sounds like timeline-wise, he's going to be cleared for camp. I think in best estimation, it'll be work him slowly into camp. I don't think that he's going to be 100% full speed on the very first day. And I would say it might even be, maybe a few days into padded practices before we really get to see him get a bunch of snaps, because I think they want to kind of take it slow and be conservative with him. I don't have any qualms or doubts about his foot. I think that as long as Coetzee and his group and that whole TCO group checked it out and they kind of gave him the green pass, then I think he's going to be good to go. And so I think that's going to be a spot that we don't have to necessarily worry about. Now let's see how his game transitions to the speed of the NFL and the physicality of the NFL, because we always know, we heard it from Big Citrus already in just the offseason. He was interviewed and he was talking about just the transition. He was saying, yeah, man, it's a different game. These guys are real fast and they can get on you real quick. So it sounded like he was kind of dealing with a little bit of personal struggle, transition the game. And that's not even with pads on. So, we'll see how
Ravens joints. I mean, you're just getting me so excited. Now, Linderbaum's gone. Yeah. Okay. But I mean, like Citrus and Caleb and Jalen Redmond, like against Linderbaum and that Ravens squared away offensive line, they're going to be replacing their center. But things like that, just, when you, and I love watching these practices with you, when you hone in on those offensive and defensive line drills, I mean, it's not, the 11 on 11 is one thing and you can see it, but when they have the Vikings defensive line and the Ravens offensive line on one field, and they're just going at each other, edges and things like that. That's just so fascinating when you have rookies like Banks and Dominic Orange and like how they handle these men and stuff. But with Banks, let me ask you this: so when you're coming back from a foot injury, the way he is, the conditioning. Like how is that not a problem? I mean, is it?
Oh no, it'll be a problem.
You see what I'm saying here?
I guess,
how does one condition themselves like everybody else when you might you're coming up a bad foot?
What we don't know is how much has he been able to actually train football wise in the last 3 months. If and I'll even say 2 months. If the last 2 months going into camp, let's say, all of June and July, if he's 100% without pads on and he's 100% without pushing against offensive linemen, he'll be in good shape. He'll be in good enough shape to go out there and give you full practices. Because let's be honest, having gone through it, it's a different animal. You can do all the half gassers you want. You can do all the running and the cutting and all the stuff, right? You can put yourself through the paces. There's just nothing like playing. There's nothing like putting the pads on. There's nothing like hitting an offensive lineman full speed and having to get off the block and redirect and change directions against, fast wide receivers and, spot drop here and change direction because of this, that, and the other. Like, you can't replicate that. So I don't really think that as long as he's had 7-8 weeks of conditioning and being on his feet, I think he's going to be just fine.
So, outside of that, I mean, the thing I think about most is who completes more passes and why? Jawan Jennings, Justin Jefferson, or Johnny Hekker?
I always love that one.
Who completes more passes and why? Jennings, 2 for 2, both touchdowns, one in the Super Bowl, the other in the playoffs last year against the Eagles. Justin looking for his first touchdown. Johnny Hekker is one of the 3 best passing punters in the history of the NFL. Who throws the most passes and why?
Intriguing stuff.
I know.
Intriguing stuff.
Well, especially if Jennings has 4 more attempts than Jefferson. Might be a little side conversation. Unless they go to Justin, then that maybe would appease number 18. My first wild card prediction for the 2026 Vikings is they use Damon Claiborne much more than people see coming now. I think they're going to use him much more potentially than people think. What do you think about that?
I think he's thrown some passes too, hasn't he?
Claiborne?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I've gotten into the college football reference game log.
We'll dig into it.
Yeah, I feel like he's attempted a couple passes as well, but
here we go.
I think everybody's
we got the greatest show on turf. I think we're a football team. It's a circus.
I know. Wouldn't it be nice? You got all these guys playing different positions.
Yeah,
you've got
KO used Cam Akers to throw a touchdown.
Yeah,
why not Damon Claiborne?
You get Justin Jefferson on a jet sweep; he can throw. You get Juwan Jennings. Like, we might even get a double pass. Yeah. We might get a jet sweep to Justin. He throws to Juwan, and then maybe there's Claiborne with his 4.3 speed going down the slot. I don't know; it'd be kind of nice.
Frank Smith jumping out of his sweats.
Well, I want to continue down that road. PA mentioned Frank Smith, and we were chatting a bit about him last segment, Ben. And, there's been a lot of conversation over KO's tenure about the run game and what it needs to look like, what we want out of it. And Frank Smith has built a career and a reputation on putting these things together at a high level. And now bringing in Damon Claiborne while still maintaining your Jones and Mason backfield. If this run game is better in 2026, are there any particular things that pop in your head in terms of what you would see as part of that growth versus just, hey, I looked at a box score and they averaged more per carry or we had more rushing touchdowns? Is there anything beyond that maybe you'd see and you'd be like, yeah, that's better. That's Frank Smith's fingerprint on this offense?
I just think that more than anything else, I want to see the complement that our offense is going to have to, take on with this new kind of wide zone stretching look to the run game. Because if you're going to do that, then you have to have complementary pass plays off of it. Like, the actions of the run game a lot of times predetermine what the play action game looks like in the passing game. So if in the past we've had a little bit more downhill, a little bit more pin and pull, guards going around, all this other stuff, and a little bit more power running game, kind of straight vertical, then your play action pass kind of looks like that. And so I think more than anything else, you want to see, there's going to be stuff that you see in the stat books and in the box scores of just like yards per carry and all this other stuff and just rushing attempts and all that. We want to track all that stuff because that's going to be real. I mean, we're going to feel that as fans if we're rushing for 5.3 yards a carry, right? We're going to feel all those. We're going to feel it if we have more explosive run plays at the second level.
I I can't find any DeMond Claiborne college passes.
No?
I didn't find any either.
Okay.
But in high school, at King William High School in Aylett, Virginia, 2,946 yards on 214 carries, 52 total touchdowns, 4 receiving, a kickoff return. He had 2 kick return touchdowns at Wake Forest. In the state championship game, my man went for 242 rushing yards, 109 receiving yards, and they won the Class 2A state title. So DeMond Claiborne has some, might not have any passing to him, but but he has some big game to him. You were saying?
So anyway, I was just saying that I'm kind of more excited to see what the complement looks like to Frank Smith's philosophy. And, that just we have 2 mobile quarterbacks right now that can both implement a lot of those wide stretching, long arm out play fakes that turn into bootlegs, turn into waggles, turn into things like that. And it gets the quarterback a little bit more out of pocket. But it also puts the quarterback at a slight disadvantage because your back is turned to the defense for, a half a beat to a beat longer on some of those longer play fakes. So
you played against Matt Ryan a bunch of times, right?
I believe so, yeah.
So do you recall, like Matt, when he would go on a 5 or 7 step drop and would turn his back to the defense? I mean, that was about as tough. He executed the play action as well as any quarterback in the history of the NFL. So when somebody like that turns their back to a linebacker like you, what does it do?
Well, I'll even take it a step further. I think Peyton Manning might have been the best play action quarterback because with Edgerrin and James that they had a similar, and maybe that's like in my history, maybe that's a similar thing to what Frank Smith is going to do. It was a I just see this like the long arm, like outstretched for a long period of time as Edgerrin is trying to be, in sync with that. The offensive linemen go elephants on parade. They're all turning and going down the line. And all of a sudden he snaps that ball back and he flips his hips and he's going to deliver something. So,
so when he would hold it out, then snap it back, mess you up?
Because he made everything look the same.
I can see the visual, not with you, but with him right now.
With Peyton, right? And, and as you're watching film, you're like, well, damn, the reason he's so good at it is because he makes every handoff look like the same action on a play action.
Like Rodgers and Favre holding it out with that long stretch run bit. I mean, it could go all the way back to Dorsey Levens, or it could be Ahmad Green, or it could be somebody of Ahmad Green, or some Amon Green, or somebody current. Then they pull it back in. You're all messed up.
Well, and if you do that same action, you make it consistent all the time. No, it's got to sync up with what your offensive linemen are doing and all that stuff because they can kind of tip whether or not it's going to be a run or a pass. But like to get back to your point, it makes you hesitate. Having the ball outstretched, the quarterback with his back turned to the defense, the running back looking as if he's going to get the ball, it just makes you hesitate. I mean, it keeps your eyes focused on your run fit for as long as it takes the quarterback to snap his hips around. So when he's got his back to the defense, well, for us defensive players, that's an opportunity for those receivers to sneak in behind us. And so it is a scramble a little bit on both ends. That's why play action is so effective.
Yeah. So that's why Ben Johnson was like, no, I mean, Caleb has to go under center. So we have to start working on this in organized team activities last year because he never went under center at USC. And minimally with the Eberflus group. So that's why Ben Johnson put so much time into it, right?
Yeah, 100%. Because it just gives you, it gives you options. It gives you weapons, right? Why not just add more tools to your toolbox? And then if you as a defense are scouting all week, Caleb Williams in shotgun the whole time, minimal RPO looking play fake, that might not fool anybody. Mm-hmm. You get a guy under center, you get guys running downhill, you get, offensive line releasing up to you quick in a run game. It makes you think a lot more as a defensive player about how aggressive that you want to be, stopping the run and then sticking your foot in the ground and trying to find work when it comes to the play action.
How important for the Vikings offense do you think it will be for them to be able to throw effectively and maybe explosively when Bredesen and Oliver are in the game, and to run effectively, with some deception and with Hawkinson in the game, but it's not going to be like this every time. But so with Oliver and Bredesen, hey, we can still throw. When 87's in there, hey, we can still run.
Yeah, I think the really cool thing about our offense and the way that we're on paper looking is we're going to have a lot of position flexibility. It's going to be, and hopefully they put this on tape a lot in the first couple of games of kind of what you're saying. Mm-hmm. Bredesen comes in or somebody that's like him. Josh Oliver's in the game. We're going kind of big 20, heavy 22 personnel or something like that. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden you're throwing the football out of it. Mm-hmm. And then you're mixing in some power runs and you're mixing in some other things. And then all of a sudden out the quarter pole of the season, defenses are like, man, well, they go jumbo 22.
If there's an under center play action out of that with Jefferson and you get that thing squared away.
Correct.
Holy cow.
Exactly. So if you can find a way to single up your receivers in jumbo 22 and give yourself the best chance to get down the field, man, that's going to be a nightmare for defenses because you don't really know what to call there. Then all of a sudden you're just going to be conservative. Mm-hmm. And then if defenses feel like, oh, okay, well, we just have to play cover 2 to this. We have to play base because we don't really know what they're going to do. Then it tips the favor on the offensive side because we're like, well, now we have the defense on their heels. Now they're not doing anything exotic. They're not rotating their safeties around. They can't get to exotic double teams and brackets. Now we control the momentum and the tempo of the game.
Time for 2 more.
Well, that just gets me back, and we've belabored the quarterback conversation over the course of the summer, and it's going to eventually come to fruition. But now I'm just thinking, PA mentioning early in Kyler's career, the lack of play action. And I just wonder how that's going to look like, whether it's early splitting reps and whoever takes the cake gets it. But, the amount of practice and focus on Kyler being able to do some of these things. And it's not just operating at a functional level under center, but and Peyton's the highest of high-end examples, but the ability to execute and create some of that deception that'll play into the complementary run and pass of these sets.
Yeah, and I think that again is when we first signed Kyler, I think that is the first thing on everybody's mind is where's the melting point between the offensive system with KOC and his abilities to run his offense and what he does best. Mm-hmm. And
through the first 6 games, if they used Wentz, they go 5-1. You think I'm kidding?
No,
he runs the play action better than both of them. Everything you're saying, he at this stage of the equation, he does better than both the other guys.
You don't have to convince me. I've already taken the shrapnel shots and direct shots about my love of Carson Wentz in this offense.
It's factual.
And what he could look like with a healthy offensive line.
Not for the whole year. I mean, there's an expiration date. Old people have an expiration date.
Right. I'm just a big fan of Carson. I'm a big fan of what he can do in this offense. Now, it is going to be a little different. Like I was going back to, what Frank Smith wants to run offensively with his run game. Now, that does fit Kyler and JJ more than it does Carson.
Yeah, big time.
Because Carson's not as athletic. He's not as quick-footed to get out there on some of those stretch plays and some of those long play actions. And so I think I'll put those other 2 younger guys, quicker guys, benefiting from the new system. But I will say, going back to Kyler, it was always, 95% under Cliff Kingsbury. He was in shotgun. Drew Petzing, he was
75. 70,
whatever. Now he's going to have to be much more like 50-50, if not, weigh heavily more on the other side of being under center. So how does that play out? Does he adjust to that well? If he struggles with that, then, that's an opportunity for McCarthy to step in and say, listen, you might be the more athletic player. You might be the more athletic person, but I can play quarterback better in this system.
Yeah. I know you have to go. I have to ask you this off what you just said. And I spent about 22 to 25 minutes the other day just talking out Kyler Murray and some other things, whether it was Vikes Bites or not. And, what the conclusion I came to was, and I don't know how it's going to be early in training camp when it comes to the reps and the cuts. Okay. But the last time we heard Kyler Murray speak was after day one of minicamp, and his first 2 passes were picks, and he had a bad practice. Not the first to have a bad practice.
No.
And we understand that. But, it's people should remember that Kyler said, I am used to getting all the reps in the offseason and minicamp, and this is new for me. I'm not mad at Kyler for saying that, or I'm not even, looking at it like Sean Salisbury did, where it's like, you've run from competition all of your life. Just whatever, man. It's new, it's hard, and he's a reclamation project to a certain extent. So he gets grace until we get up to the regular season. We see what we have. I can't believe Kevin O'Connell wants to come into training camp with some kind of reps cut between Murray and McCarthy and or Wentz. I just can't. Up to the Raven. I mean, unless there's an expiration date on it, like, all right, here's what we did in the offseason. It's wide open. You're going to get this. You're going to get this. You're going to get this with 18-3. You're going to get this with 18-3. When the Ravens get here, we need an answer. So I'm just the passing game and the nuance of attacking the middle and just everything Kevin likes to do is so important to high level offense. Do you think he's going to come into training camp with one guy not getting the lion's share of the reps?
I think for the mental, the emotional part of this competition, I think it has to be a 50-50 split between Kyler and JJ. Carson, I think, is your automatic number 3 quarterback.
Even with Kyler already complaining or voicing, well, yeah, I don't get everything I need to get because I'm not used to this and I'm used to doing it the other way.
Tough cookies, man.
Right.
Like I look at it as like this is as much a challenge to him mentally and emotionally as it is physically. We know what he can do physically.
Preach.
I want to see, and I think the coaches want to see how mentally tough and how thick is your skin to prepare.
That's brilliant.
Which has been, a little bit of a negative.
Completely
with
agree.
His game. I think they want to see him mature. I think everybody's talking about JJ McCarthy having to mature, and that is true. He does need to mature in some areas. I've even been critical of some of the things that he said and he's done. And I even have to say, like, man, I don't envy his position in a lot of ways because at 20 or 21 years old, being thrust in this position, I'm sure I would have said and done a lot of stupid, immature things as well. He's got to make some ground with that. But don't think that Kyler Murray gets to walk in here and that he doesn't have to continue to develop as well. He's got to answer some of the challenges and some of the question marks that were given to him when he was in Arizona, because there are some legitimate question marks for the way that he's handled the preparation of his game. Mm-hmm. And I think the coaches want to see that. They want to challenge him with that. So if he's being honest, saying that in my career, all the way back from high school through Texas A&M and through Oklahoma and through Arizona, I've never had to split reps, I think that's an honest assessment of himself. Mm-hmm. He knows right now that he's in a dogfight mentally. He's going to have to take the mental reps when JJ's in there and say, like, I've got to be hyper-focused on the sideline behind the play. Okay, this is the play. What would I have done? I really got to execute when I'm watching film. I really got to take this to heart. Because I do think they have to keep this a 50-50 competition as long as possible to keep them both engaged.
Great point. Yep. Yeah, you're seeing it clearly. I mean, it's if now he's made $200 some odd million during his career. But I mean, it's unto the individual. But like I shared the other day, great. Somebody gave you 30 some odd million and you don't have to do anything for it over there. But somebody also gave you 30 some odd million because they didn't want you around. Mm-hmm. If that's not a look in the mirror moment professionally, you don't belong in the league.
Correct.
End of story. You don't belong. So that's why the premise of it was, what part of Kyler Murray's career is he playing for? Is it the starting part of his career? Is it his career? He's made enough money to not care about it, and he's also made enough money to lose a battle and then do whatever he does. But when somebody wants you around so little, they give you 30 some odd million to leave. If that's not a look in the mirror moment that this is me, it ain't them. Mm-hmm. This is me. And I'm going where the guy who just hoisted the Lombardi turned everything around. So they know how to do it. Do I? You know?
Yeah. No, I
can't wait for this.
I agree with you.
I'm so excited for this.
I'm very excited for it, and this is going to be awesome, real life reality TV drama. I'm here for it, and I want to see which guy is that thrives on being uncomfortable.
Yeah,
and
you're the best.
That's the game right there.
Have a good weekend, brother.
Yeah, you too.
Ben Leber, television today, Channel 5, Twin Cities Live, 3 to 4:30 each and every weekday. Back after this.
This is 9 to
A cold call covenant now. We don't like to talk about these things because we don't want anybody to hear beforehand. So maybe it ruins it. But yeah, we got him. Dustin Morse is a quarter-century friend of yours truly, who also happens to be the Minnesota Twins Senior Vice President of Communications and Public Affairs. This is a clubhouse cold call. We do several during the course of the year, and I believe we have D. Morse. Let's see if we do what he has up his sleeve. Dustin, it's Paul Allen. How are you?
Hey, PA, you caught me. You caught me again here in the middle of a busy morning. Big day game here, but just got Shelton to do his media session and stepped out to take a phone call, and lo and behold, it's you. So good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for picking up. The manager took me deep earlier. Early in the equation, it was like, hey, you said you were going to call frequently, and it's the first time I've heard from you in a couple of months. So then I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to call Uncle Jimmy or Andy or Revital at Continental Diamond. And I got to get him like a $20,000 comp to Continental Diamond so he can join weekly. If I put those wheels in motion, you will be on board, right?
Oh, yeah, and he's a Continental guy too. He's a big watch guy, so I think he wants to run out to that store. So we might have a match here.
Dustin, you guys have won 7 of the last 8 series, man, and you've already won this series. Now you got to beat Gavin Williams today. Then you got to handle the artist formerly known as the Anaheimers over the weekend. But things are cool right now, man. It's a fun watch. It was cool with the kid last night coming up from St. Paul and walking off. So things are good. Let's see if things can be better. You got anybody around you right now? Like, I don't know, Josh Bell, Alan R.
Well, my boss is right next to me. I'm gonna totally ambush him here. Let me put Tom on for a quick question. You want to ask Tom a question?
Tom Pohlad?
Tom Pohlad, yeah.
I'm in.
All right, quick question for Tom.
Okay.
Paul Allen with KFAN. Paul?
Tom, how are you?
Good. How you doing, man?
Excellent. And you probably wonder what's happening right now, but every so often...
I have no idea what's happening.
Well, here's what we do. When you've done this nearly 30 years like me, you're always looking for new tricks. By the way, you are on FM 100.3 KFAN, the 9 to noon show. So the new tricks would be occasionally when you guys have matinees, we will surprise cold call Dustin Morse. He'll pick up the phone and we'll be like, all right, we always know this is a good time before a matinee. And he'll put players on like Pablo Lopez in the past and all the way back to Justin Morneau, things like that. So that's what we've done. You guys have won 7 of the last 8 series. And you are participant number 1 in this cold call covenant. Are you in?
I'm going to kill Dustin. Sure.
Okay. Well, how about just one question? And here's the deal.
Yeah.
I'll make a statement, then I'll ask a question. In watching the last 2 games, all right, so I'm in the Comcast covenant, so I'm up there on 1261 with Perk, Justin Morneau, Denard Span, Trevor Plouffe. Now, Denard and Trevor, they were down the lines last night. But the former player, like the players only bit doing the game, and I know you were part of it last night. I absolutely love it. Do you?
I love it. I thought it was fun. It was fun to be a part of, and the number of texts that I got from friends and my kids saying this is the greatest way to watch a game is having these guys out there doing that. I thought it was fantastic.
And final question, I promise. But obviously, you know, when we're talking team owners or personnel people or coaches or managers or players or whatever, we never talk gambling. However, I came in at the tail. So I'm watching the game. I leave it for a while. I come back and you're on TV. And with Trevor Plouffe, did I see you slide him a 20 or something? Did you lose a bet to Trevor Plouffe or something like that?
I swear to God, it happened completely organically. I went to say hi to Trevor. Mm-hmm. On the way, I heard that he was handing out 20s.
Ooh.
And he had commented that I need to reimburse him. So in going to say hi to him, I handed him a couple 20s and said, hey, I'm reimbursing you.
Amen.
Lo and behold, I was on camera.
Oh, so you didn't know that was on camera?
I did not know I was on camera.
Well,
next thing you know, we've got people lining up for 20s from both of us.
Well, of course, I mean, you know, if you'd known it was on camera, you probably would have given him 100. It's better for the image, right? Hey, my man.
Okay, this has been fun.
Yep, nice chatting with you. Yep, I probably got to go too, Tom. So yeah, probably. Okay, anyway, Can you give the phone back to Dustin?
Yep, gotcha.
Yep, I think I got to go too, Bob. Yep. That was cool. That was sweet. Anybody else around you?
Yeah, well, you know,
Mr. Polad was all done with the bid. So with the that was fine, and you know the Plouffe bid on TV last night was sweet. But you don't hear too frequently okay, Paul, you got to go. We got a matinee bye. And I'm like, well, yeah, I think I got to go too, Tom. So anyway, man, it's a great chatting with you. That anybody else around you?
Well, you know, I've got Tony Oliva. I just walked past. Try and get him out. Okay. All right. I'll set it up.
You got to go.
Sorry, Tom was running to a meeting. No. Mr. Morneau
I'll take that.
By me.
Yeah, that'd be sweet if you don't mind.
I lost him for a second.
And when we
Lavelle's walking right in too.
That'd be about the only way I could secure him 9 to noon these days. He's stiff-armed me the last 5 times. That's fine. And funny, Al, you win 7 out of 8 series, and Lavelle's there all the time now. And I'm having Shelty on and doing clubhouse calls, stuff like that. But winning can be intoxicating, right?
You know, PA, we've been playing really good baseball really since the middle of June, and a lot of different guys have stepped up. It's been fun to see. I mean, Cody Clemens is doing something every day. Mm-hmm. Josh Bell has been a true veteran presence that's getting hot, and we've got these young pitchers. Taj Bradley, you've seen what he's done. Connor Prelip. You know, we're getting back Bailey Ober.
Yep.
I mean, it's just been a fun team to be around. Everybody's kind of, you're supposed to be on this. It was PA.
He doesn't like me anymore.
No, I do. No, can you put Lavelle on for just a second, Dustin?
All right, okay.
Who's this?
Honestly, are you mad at me? I mean, it's you. Oh, you've stiff-armed me the last 4 times I've asked you to come in studio. I mean, we're so old school, best school back to 1998, and the I think it was a soccer conversation involving Amsterdam and how do they play in wooden shoes. So why do you keep
Sidekick Saturday?
Sidekick Saturday. Why do you keep stiff-arming me, man? Are you mad at me?
I'm trying to save journalism, man. You know, we got a lot of stuff going on at the paper right now. I got new Boston, please. I got more meetings than last month that I had in the previous 5 years.
Oh, so you're not lying about those meetings?
Not at all. Not at all. The columnists meet once a week now. So, we have a meeting, on Tuesdays.
Yeah. Okay, well, you know, so technically...
Oh, I still love you, brother. I'm not trying to turn my back on you.
Well, you know what? I mean, honestly, I'm doing a friendship check, and I'm on the ends.
I always love that one.
So I got to Neil, and I guess I can just move on and move on to the O's. So ask Tony Oliva if he likes me, and everything's okay. Give the phone back to Dustin. God bless you, Wobble. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Likewise, I'm looking at Tony and Jim Cott right now.
Kitty Cott, sweet.
There you
go. Yeah, you never know who you're going to run into here.
All right, so in closing here, because I know you're busy, down the road when we do one of these, and I don't know, if he talks a lot to the media, I'm like old school Josh Bell fan, and you know I am from last year because I texted you. So, if I could chat for 5 minutes with Josh Bell one time, that would be super cool, man. Old schoolers like to stick together.
We should do that.
All right?
We should, and Mr. Morneau just walked by, too. You want to say hello to him?
Yep, I'd love to.
Here he is.
Thank you.
Hello.
Justin, Paul Allen, it's PA on KFAN. How are you?
Oh, I'm good.
I got.
How you doing?
I got just a quickie for you here, man. The players only bit is phenomenal. When you guys were all in the booth, I mean, it was so loosey goosey, and then now the rubber meets the road at the end, and it's a tight game, and Taj has gone lights out. So you guys kind of honed in on being serious and finishing the game the right way. But with Denard and Trevor down the lines last night, and you and Glenn doing the game, I mean, it seemed like you had a ton of fun last night.
Well, we were wondering how game 2 was going to compare to game 1, because we felt like game 1 we had a ton of fun and we got back on the rails when we needed to. And then last night we were a little bit concerned, because part of what you do up in the booth is the eye contact, and I've got something to say and you raise your hand, and not having that ability to kind of look at each other and laugh and kind of anticipate what the other person's going to say or when they want to talk. We were concerned about it, and then all of a sudden Floofy took out his wallet and we went off the rails pretty good. But it was so much fun. We were laughing. I was still smiling when I got home, and I don't know how we're going to follow up today after yesterday, but hopefully we get another good game. I think that's part of it. Is game 1, 2 hours, 24 minutes, a lot of good stuff going on. And then last night was a longer game, but with a great finish. So it kind of enhanced everything that was going on. But to us, it's just like we're back in the clubhouse and we're bantering without some of the language that we would probably use in the clubhouse. But the stories are there, and the ability to make fun of each other and just know exactly how to press the right buttons and know where you can go with certain guys, because we were together so long that there is that layer of trust, even though we're making fun of each other. It's not meant in a bad way. It's more to just make each other laugh. And I think hopefully that's what's coming across on TV, but it's been so much fun for us these 2 days.
Justin, I've known Denard a long time, and so therefore you can tell him that I'm saying this on the radio, but I agree with you guys. When he was down right field last night and he left his feet trying to catch something, his vertical might have been 16 inches, where it used to be like 35. He can't jump anymore. What happened to D-Span?
I think they call that getting old.
Yeah, I know. Amen.
Oh, he was 50 feet away from that baseball, and he still jumped. It was.
Hey,
I was crying. I was laughing so hard. It was good.
Continued success, my brother. You sound great. We'll chat down the road, and enjoy the game today. Okay.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep, that was sweet. Justin Morneau, cold call to old Dustin Morse. Haven't done that all season. Dustin is a 25, 26-year friend of mine, and he now is the Minnesota Twins Senior Vice President of Communications and Public Affairs. And he's hitting the verbal ball all over the yard with that clubhouse cold call. Thank you very much, Dustin. Best of luck to the Twins today with the matinee coming up an hour and change from now. News du Nord is next, and then after that, we have a couple of talk-back-related suggestions, so you can implement your thought and your takes and your slogans to the free iHeart Radio app. Find that microphone, and we'll pay that whole thing off about 15 minutes from now. But NDN next.
This is 9 to noon, live on iHeartRadio and KFAN, The Fan.
For more information about contests on the station, go to KFAN.com/rules.
Nord, 9 to noon, and that's brought to you by The Casino, not a casino, but The Casino at Canterbury Park. Poker, blackjack, table games, feeling the felt all year round, having sips at chips, and then you bounce on out into the grandstand area and you're watching live racing. Website, CanterburyPark.com for all the details.
$2 specials today and every Thursday, so admission is $2.
Okay.
We race tonight at 5. Admission, $2. Hot dogs, $2 each. Budweiser's $2 each. Pepsi products, $2 each. Sunday, it's a real zoo out there. It's called Extreme Day, where we have, of course, horse racing, but we also have ostrich, zebra, and camel racing.
You're kidding me.
And, yep, that's Sunday. So that's Extreme Day is Sunday, 1 o'clock, CanterburyPark.com. Tonight, hopefully I'm not making a mistake here, the famed, if I were to do this theme, tell me what you think it is.
Okay.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da.
No, hey,
Ba-da-da-da.
I'm totally missing it.
When you've said Bud, you've said it all. Budweiser Clydesdales.
You have the Clydesdales?
I think we got the Clydesdales at CBY tonight.
It's kind of simple. Clydesdales, that's like peak beauty, I think.
Yeah, it's majestic.
As a rube watching horses.
Yep.
I saw them at Canterbury. This has got to be a decade ago now, but the Clydesdales kick ass. That's awesome.
Their feet are so big. Every filly on the backside's like, oh, yeah.
I always love that one.
No, they have massive, massive feet. Their hooves are unbelievably big. I hope I didn't mess up that Budweiser thing. Hey, can you call that up real quick, like the YouTube bit?
So Budweiser had a musical theme.
Yes, I believe for the Clydesdales, or maybe it was just the Budweiser theme. But okay, just to make sure I did butcher it, I thought it went da 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 ba da 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 da.
Okay.
Ba da da da.
So I'm seeing something. This is on YouTube, the original
There we go.
Budweiser Clydesdale commercial.
Yes.
So let's see if there was a song associated with it here.
Thank you, brother.
Let's pull out the music. Let's jump
It
on
was like,
YouTube.
you've said it all. Here comes the king of beers.
Bush is absolutely paying that fee.
When you say Bud, you've said it all.
Well,
It ends something like that.
Well, now the only issue is that the Clydesdales got to show up. Like,
Well, we got to make sure the winner circle microphone is turned off tonight. So, like when if the Clydesdales come out on the track and Mouse drops in that theme right there, because if the winner circle mic is on and it goes on the YouTube feed, stuck 6K.
Oh, check this out. CanterburyPark.com. Tonight.
Is it tonight?
It's an on-track performance at Canterbury. So tonight the Clydesdales are here and bum.
I don't know what Ava Stella and the laughing, crying, the smiling, crying baby is doing, but I think they'd really love to see the Clydesdales, man.
I legit, they would adore that. I might bring Ava and Stella tonight for sure. Yeah, baby ain't gonna make it.
I'll stock up on the M&Ms.
But then on Sunday they're available for viewing in the event center. So the Clydesdales are sticking around all weekend.
Wow. Wonder what that stuck us. When you've said...
Twins won last night. We just we did a little cold call bit with Dustin Morse. And earlier on, I would suggest if this was the post game, I would say, hey, listen to Derek Shelton, opening hour, fun conversation with the manager.
And can I put this out there publicly? The way the brief chat ended with Tom Pohlad, I hope he doesn't think that I was making like a low-hanging fruit, low-hanging, snarky, you don't spend money joke when I was like, well, if you're going to be caught on camera giving away money, then it probably should have been $100 bill instead of a 20, from an image standpoint. And I was just trying to make like a sidewinding joke. It in no way was any kind of a low-hanging cliche that we've all heard 5,000 times.
So you weren't making some sort of grander commentary on the...
No.
Okay.
No, but you know what?
I knew what you were doing spot one. It was funny.
I was thinking about a chat you and I had when the Dodgers were here, and it was the Shohei Ohtani game.
Yeah.
And I was like, Twins are playing well. Shohei's on the mound. Get out there and watch baseball immortality, and your squad's playing well.
Yeah.
Well, according to you, the 64686 blew up. I saw my Twitter feed, and it was like, it had some overly sanctimonious to it where... They're not spending.
Yep.
They're ripping things down. Bleep them. I ain't paying $1 to go see them. And I'm like, okay. I mean, better seats for other people. I do believe they did sell out that Shohei game, which is like, see, we got an elite fan base here.
They were mid-high 30s all three of those games, I think.
There you go.
Yeah.
And you couldn't find a spot for that Shohei game from what I hear. But that's a credit to the Minnesota sports fan base.
Yes.
In that they may have their disagreements and they may be frustrated by some things, but if immortality's in town and you got a shot to see him, go see him.
Yeah.
Specifically the night he was pitching. Now, why I bring that up is, it was a little warm last night, a little muggy, but, it's a Wednesday night and in the middle of July. Billy, Johnny, Christy, Susie, Tamika, Antoine probably don't have as much going on now as they do during the school year.
True.
So, I think they announced 14,000 tickets sold last night. I mean, because I watched a lot of it last night, knowing we had Shelty on today and some other things. And there just weren't many people there. So, I truly do believe that there are a lot of people who are sticking to their proverbial guns.
Yeah.
Where We've heard those throw tomato cans and not follow up with it, like I'm pulling my tickets, or you don't spend money and you tear this thing down, I ain't gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm so pissed off at you. That's people would know more about it than me who watch every single game. I was shocked there were so few people there last night when the Twins have won 6 of the last 7 series, now 7 of 8. It's a division rival. You're playing well. You're legit one of the better hitting teams in all of Major League Baseball. You've scored the most runs of any team in the American League, 14K. So I think people are sticking by their guns.
I think they are. I think that over the last, and this is a short, we see it every Vikings season, right? Where season comes to a screeching halt end.
Yep.
And you'll see fans, they made this decision, I'm pulling my tickets. Mm-hmm. We've seen those overtures, felt those and heard them every single year when things go the wrong way at the end of the season. I think this is special or unique in the fact that it has been decades. Mm-hmm. It has been a lot of these fans, the frustration and the ire. There are people that still bring up. Remember when there were all those contraction talks in the early 2000s and things that came to a head with the fire sale into how things have been handled.
Yep.
The right sizing of the business. Mm-hmm. I have a respect for people that are actually convicted enough to do that. And for me, again, when Shohei's in town, my eyeballs are on it.
Yep.
I'm not staying away. I'm frustrated like any other Twins fan, but you're Shohei against my guys?
Yep.
Oh, I'm in. I'm in on that.
And he's pitching. Okay, I'm in. Correct. And I will pay that price to be within 25 rows of like where he's going to be. It's a fat number, but I'm going to pay it this one time.
And I'm still in I love baseball, so I want to pay attention to the team, and I'm rooting for them to be good. I'm rooting at the expense of the owners benefiting from it. I'm rooting for this ragtag group with Derek Shelton at the helm to succeed and be a factor in 2026 and beyond. So But people are convicted on this man as long as a poll lad. And you know what? We got a few text messages when we had one of the owners on. Mm-hmm. And that's okay. But again, like, I can't get there. I can't just turn it off. When the team's good, I'm going to root for it. Mm-hmm. And it's an absolute blast. And we're trying to recapture that feeling we had 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And we can't recapture it without, I think, in some ways, paying attention to it and supporting it when the getting is good, and the getting is good right now.
So if I were to say FINA, you would know Fairness and 9 to Noon Act, right?
Yes.
I'm going to say HINA, Honesty and 9 to Noon Act.
Yes.
Despite everything Eric just said, and I'm 10 of 10 in lockstep. We both had to Google Alan Roden.
I always love that one.
It's like when I got the text this morning about possibilities for the show. In fairness, I'm like, who? And I look back, I'm like, Toronto, okay.
Well, I'm just like, Kreidler? What?
Yeah, the Kreidler bit.
Caratini? Huh?
Back in the day.
But that's the state of affairs. And
we got a guy named Orzi throwing this nasty sinker.
Exactly.
But it's like the sinker's the bomb. It's his go-to pitch. Until somebody's on first and he throws the sinker, and that's like the easiest pitch to steal a base off of. And, of course, this Khalil Wilson or something, steals a base on us, though.
So when the getting is good, I'm in. But I also have.
So you're saying you're bandwagon?
I have tons of respect at this stage. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's FIBA, Fairness and Bandwagon Act.
And I mean, do you sit down? And none of us sit down and watch every single inning of every single game.
No,
I root for the team to do well. I root for them to improve.
Yep.
The people that are sticking to their guns, as you say, I think that's a testament to how much they love this thing and want it to be better.
Agreed.
To that end.
Yep.
And for some of those fans, though, it ain't going to be, they're not going to be back until there's somebody else that writes the checks for the team.
Okay. This is going to be a 1.5 here. I'm going to put Nordo on a half, but me on a full. Is when we were getting those text messages the day of the Shohei game and during that Dodger series, we're like, people are being overly sanctimonious.
Yeah.
No, you don't really believe that. No, you're not really doing that. 9 to Noon was wrong. You are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You are holding back because you're frustrated. And I totally agree with what Nordo just said. There's apathy, which sucks, but you're frustrated because you love it so much, and you've had to take too many hits.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's That's Hina. Honesty and 9 to Noon Act. We were mostly wrong. And props to you guys for sticking to your guns.
Props to the Lynx without Olivia Miles. Kayla McBride chips in 23. They beat the Connecticut Sun. And then later today, we had Jenny Taft on to open the show, but France and Morocco.
Yeah.
First quarter final will take place at 3 p.m.
You'll watch every minute of that?
Every single minute.
Yeah.
Yes, I will. And
where are you tomorrow in Savage?
McHugh's.
Yeah.
2 p.m. It's going to be Spain and Belgium. Mm-hmm. Sadly, we won't be in the mix, but it's going to still be a blast. Have some McUltras, have a blast at McHugh's and Savage. France are going to crush today, by the way, I think.
Think so?
The leading scorer for Morocco is out hurt. His name's Saibari.
Don't they have a Mohamed Salah or something?
Mo Salah plays for Egypt.
My bad.
But
he got jobbed.
Morocco can ball. Morocco is absolutely like a force to be reckoned with. But France is on one. It's push button. I think they learned from a tight one against Paraguay. Leading scorer for Morocco is out. Their captain for Morocco, it's a crazy story. It's some ugliness off field. But Hakimi is actually set to stand trial in France later this year for some potentially nasty stuff.
Well, it reminds me of when Papa from Ghana was in studio, and I was reading up on his team, and I'm like, all right, well, I got a lot of great things to say about the best Ghanaian player on this World Cup team.
Yeah.
Then I went to reading up on him.
Yeah, Partey.
We'll probably keep Partey out of the conversation here.
Yeah, there's some off field, all the really really cool stories, and they're there along this tourney. There's a couple of them specifically with Partey and Ghana and Hakimi. Some nastiness off the field.
You all done?
Yeah, that's it, man. France is going to win today. That's it.
Okay, talkbacks. Now, listen closely to this. We'll pay it off next segment, then we'll take talkbacks. Think this out, please, and you got like 5.5 minutes to do it. Be LeBron James. You can pick any team, and the money will work. And they all want you, everybody in the league. And you are right near the end of an HOF career. What do you do? It can be the Wolves, but what do you do? If you're him, they all want you, which I don't think they all do, but play along with us. And they all have the money to bring you in. If you can handpick any situation, which one is best for you? Also, more Super Bowl slogans to be shared. We started that yesterday. It was a lot of fun. And we'll do all of that around the corner at FM 100.3 KFAN. This is 9 to Noon.
This is 9 to Noon on The Fan.